where people say, I'm not part of that. I might finish with that. But in the end, people are sending you tests from there. People are sending you notes to send money from there. You say you're not part of it, but there's some people who are asking you for help from there. So you're part of that. Have anybody sent you tests from Jamaica and say, send me money? No. Have anybody sent you tests from, say, South America and say, send me money? No. Because you're part of them, people send you texts every day. And I can tell you, if you have 10 messages a day, 11 is the request for help. They don't even know whether you are working or not. For the fact that you are there, it is assumed that you have something to offer. And if you actually have something to offer, say to invest, they assume. So, on this topic, I'll probably just mention one or two things about it. When we talk about global citizen, what does it mean to be a global citizen? Simple things which you all know and can find. It's just somebody who cares, who knows that his action, his behavior, his character affects other systems, other people. So the action I'm taking in my small village can affect the way things are in other places. So I'm not just alone because the world has become a global village. So if the world is a global village, the citizens of the world are living in a global, and I'm global citizens. So the actions, the same thing goes on the issue of social responsibility. It's about caring, it's about knowing that I'm not just here alone and everything. And he asks, how does African leaders lead? They are leaders in promoting global citizenship. First question I ask you is that the person who is going to promote it, is he a global citizen? Because you have to have something. If you're going to lecture, you're going to do anything, it has to be in your youth, and you have to believe in it. So the leaders in Africa, are they global citizens? That's the fundamental question. Do they believe that their action affects other people, the continent, globally? Does it that I'm doing something here, this thing I'm doing is going to affect? Do they live with some sense of social responsibility that I'm a leader? If I'm a leader, this action I'm taking is not good, it's not fair, it's not good for society. These are the things that first has to come into practice, because if, for example, I'm a local government chairman, I'm a governor, or any other thing, the resources of the state, the resources of the local government, am I using it in such a way that it is meant for? Am I using it responsibly as it should be? Am I applying it for the benefit of the greater number of people? That is why these days when I go to church and people are praying and thinking that only they have problems, that God will solve us and everything. God is all over the world. He has problem of everybody. He's not going to kill himself in Nigeria and Africa because you will have to solve some of your problems. God, yes, will help us. God will do this. God will do this. And when we say things that are bad in Nigeria, it's not my portion. Whose portion is it? It's not portion of people in the UK. They say you have to solve some of the portion for God to help. So when they say it, I say to them, well, yes, I agree with you. But God is not the local government chairman. He's not the governor who has stolen your money. So if God has the money, then you can beg him to give it back to us. And don't think it's automatic for God to solve the problem. I always tell people, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian. We don't run. He wanted to say that I'm Papal night. It was one of what he wanted to say. I never said that we don't run the church on Hail Mary full of grace. It's not true. We collect money. And we manage it efficiently. If you don't manage it, God is not going to give you money because that's not what it is. He is there to give us grace to do the right thing. So whenever I go to church, I say to him, pray. And your prayer point should be that God should touch the heart of us, which includes me, the leaders, to use public money for public good. That's your prayer point. Don't pray that there's any magic. And then try not to help in celebrating the rascal. So the leader first has to be a global citizen, somebody who cares, somebody who knows that his action affects other systems. Talking about social responsibility, the leader has to have the same quality. No, am I fair? I'm elected by the people. The reason why they elect me is that because I promised I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F. That's what I promised. That's what I was saying I would do. Now they've elected me, am I doing it? If I'm not doing it, how? Because that's what I said I would do. Not that they've elected me, suddenly abandoned it, like it always happens in Nigeria. That some people go into office and say, oh, what I saw when I entered. I said, what were you seeing when you were campaigning? You know, oh, what I saw, or the death is too much, or the this is too much. If the man, we hired you not to tell us about the past. Because if the man was doing good, we would not have hired you. You hired you because you said you will change the situation. So we don't want to complain again. At least start doing something. And then you can tell us how difficult. But to tell us, oh, when I came in here, it will change. When I came here, what I saw, I don't know what they were seeing when they were campaigning, because I campaigned to be governor. Everything that I was facing when I went in was what I saw when I was campaigning. I saw schools that were dilapidated, collapsed, no roof, everything. I was seeing it. So how can I now go in and start telling people what I saw? So the leader has to be a global person who knows that his action will affect. And when he understands that, he will look at the global perspective of solving the solution. When people talk about development, I said it's a very simple thing. Development is a global thing and is measurable globally. Nobody, no, there's the same thing you need to develop the system in or countries in Asia, in America, South America, and the same thing you need in Africa is measured by the same thing. Human Development Index. Period. Any other thing you like, do. If you like, do bazaar every day. If you like, do ceremony every day. It's measurable by that. And it's categorized. Low, medium, high, and very high. Simple. So if you like, come out in the TV every day and say, listen, show yourself, even knock your head on the wall. There's a measure here. As long as you're not meeting that, so you're not improving in that, you're not doing the right thing. So for you to be that global leader, because you have to be a global leader to be able to promote and impact your citizens, to be global citizen. That global leader is now seeing this. This is measurable yardstick that have been there for everybody. And that is where I'm going to be measured. One is health. Am I providing the facilities that make a simple life expectancy? Is it getting better? It's getting worse. Second is the education. Are we improving in education? Are we improving towards per capita? Are we pulling people out of poverty? If you're not doing that, you're not doing anything. And that you can see easily in Africa. It's simple. And when you do it and say, people say, oh, he's always talking about China. He's always talking about India. He's always talking about Bangladesh. And I said to people, I would compare, you will not see Peter will be talking and comparing Nigeria and UK. He's in comparing. You waste everybody's time. Even you who is comparing, no, you're wasting everybody's time because you will never get there. So let's deal with those who started, who were at some point where we are. You cannot see me when I see people say, oh, I went to this place in Canada, I went to this place in New York. But I said, okay, let's find our neighbor and compare ourselves. Because there's a place you can compare yourself with, you stop. You lose hope. You know that you can't get the so it's better to stop. You wouldn't even encourage to continue. So let's compare ourselves with those who started from. I was in Bangladesh. I used to tell people, I was in Bangladesh in 2009 when this present prime minister was just about starting. You know, if you arrive at Bangladesh airport, you wouldn't live there. You would turn back. It was that bad. It was very, very bad. 2009, 2010. We had a capital income of about below $750. We were almost at 2,000. Nothing was working. Poverty was everything. I was in Bangladesh last year. I spoke at an event. I was shocked. Their GDP 300. Their per capita income 300. Where they are now above 2,000 and we're below. So it's a simple thing. They've now moved from low category of HDI to medium. You could see the improvement, you could feel it, even while you're there. You could do the same thing with India. Out there. You could feel it. People say today about China, I say, listen, I was in China in 1991. And I knew what happened to the places I visited. And why do I use these countries? They were countries that were huge population. You could see poverty in the street. If you look out of your window in the morning and see the number of people on the street, you'll be shocked. What was their HDI then? You could see it change today. So the leader has to see a global perspective. That's what makes a difference. When he sees it, he will understand. What is the greatest thing the leader has to do if you understand that? Is to invest in education. The more a society is educated, the more developed that society is. I was speaking in Canada 2 days ago and I asked somebody, none of you here can stay in the bush for 2 days. Nobody here. You know why? Simply because of education and exposure. But if you have not been educated and you've not been to school and you're living in the bush, It's easy for you to kidnap somebody and take the person to the bush because it's your common place. The person that you kidnap is the one they want to live immediately. For you, it's a normal home. So when they say they kidnap somebody, where they say in the bush, the person will say, please pay anything for me to get out of here. But the person who did that has been living there all his life. So it's a normal life for him. It's a normal life for him. It's not anything, because that's what he used to. So when you invest in education, because you hear people say, oh, I'm building this infrastructure. I say, no. The first infrastructure you need to build is the human infrastructure, the human mind. It is the human mind that changes the other infrastructure. If the human mind is not changed, you will build. I was just telling them when we were coming here, I said, listen, I'm in Cambridge, I was in George School. It's all old buildings that they are trying to manage and do the inside small. It's all old buildings. Some of them have to bend down to go. What is included in it? It's the human mind that it comes out of it, that changes. So that global leader is now going to invest in educating the people. If you followed me a little bit, 2 weeks ago, you see my tweet on the issue of out-of-school children and marginal schools. Because every day we complain, oh Nigeria has this number of out-of-school children. We have this number of out-of-school children. These are actually the problem you're seeing today, especially in the north, is actually people we did not invest in yesterday suddenly have become a problem today. And those 20 million out of school children, I can bet you, will make all of you here never to come home. Because by the time they start their own, you wouldn't even be saying I'm not part of it. You will say I have nothing to do with them at all. So I decided I'm going to look into it. And I visited a few places in the north. Sat down with young people learning Quran. You won't believe how brilliant and intelligent they are. If you see how they learn the Quran, how they were able to memorize it, read it, I was seeing there doctors, lawyers, engineers, scientists, top professors, people who can change the world. All they need is, since they can't go to school, take school to them. The same place they're learning it, employ English teacher, science teacher, mathematics teacher, everything. As they're learning this, they're learning this. We are not the greatest Muslim country in the world. It's Indonesia. And I said it there. The reason why Indonesia is better than we are is that their secondary school intake is like 90%. We are 28%. So the leader must have a global person, a global perspective to be able to do things. The reason why you're not getting it is that today you have leaders, all of us were incompetent, we don't have the capacity, don't have the character and compassion to deal with the issue. So it's a waste of everybody's time. All the next impact in Nigeria is the amount of money you're able to steal. Because a measure of power and success in Africa is the wrong things. So, if I come here with 10 police, that means I'm powerful. Whenever I tell you about that, I'm going to Cambridge. There isn't move around. You have security. If students in Cambridge kidnap sure, we'll be okay. At least there's no bush here. Keep me somewhere where some people can call phone. Because phones don't work in Africa. Because the only place people kidnap people, they are calling phone to negotiate. But nobody knows where their phone is. Here, police will know where the phone is. Because it's something that everybody knows where the caller is. Except that they don't even know who everybody is involved. That's why nobody knows where the caller is until you pay. So it is. So when people say, I say, no, I got there, whatever I'm still taking. So is that because a measure of success for me to come in here with people possibly when I was gone and say, Peter, all the things you do, you're not respecting the office of governor because they don't push people as you pass. I measure that because by building big house. So we're here now. Peter is campaigning to Kibola and spend our time to win without winning. And when he wins, he doesn't take anybody's call. Then he comes to London, buys one big house, call everybody and says, doing housewarming. People are including Bishop praying for him. Hey, wait a minute. When they should have called police. Because they know where the money is. But everybody's celebrating it. And saying where the money came from, God should double it. The man has just stolen your money. Because he didn't have it when he was campaigning. And he hasn't fixed what he said he would do. But everybody is celebrating it. My dear people, it is the leader having global perspective that will make it change. And that's how social responsibility is all about. Listen, I'm saying, and I'm doing it. Is it right? Like I said, I've been governor. So people say, Peter, what do you think you're doing? I said, listen, these people elected me. I went around saying I'm going to change the school system. I went around and saying, you saw me, I just said it in Canada. It's not over the news. Where I go in, I said, Peter, nobody's happy with you. And then I said, I never promised anybody happiness. People are not looking at what I say. I said I feel school. I didn't talk about happiness. It wasn't part of my manifesto. Here, people do what they promise. A prime minister has to resign here for just doing party, which he don't drink. I can tell you. In Africa, they would have used their money to buy the champagne and they would drink, and some would say, the next five people will say they were not invited, let them invite them next time. And people will say, it's not that. But he had to go. Because he said people should not do this. And His Excellency did it. Because we don't know what His Excellency means. His Excellency means an excellent person. That's why I was given that. For those of you who are privileged to be in this wonderful school, it's after fair, good, very good, yes, excellent. So, the person who claims to be His Excellency is the one who is not even qualified to be fair. But everybody tolerates him because His Excellency is happy. Then he pushed like our MC was trying to do. He put His Excellency, Chief, Sir, Doctor, and all these things that have no meaning to even to his life. Because if it had meaning, he would have used it differently. You know? So he said, Peter, but you're a papa now. Oh, we gave you night and you're not answering, sir. Oh, you are CON. You are TYZ. Doesn't make no nonsense. If you do not leave them and it's not in your character, you shouldn't. So we have honorable honorable, distinguished, things that is totally opposite of how we live. Why should we call you distinguished? Why should we call you excellence? Is a thief excellent? So why? I'm not a saint. And I never claimed to be one. We all strive to do the right things. And we all say, why would this happen? And that is what I will start today in telling you, yes, if we have global leaders, they can think about the impact of what they're doing about their people, because they want to train the best people that will go out in the world and compete, that will go out and be part of what is existing in the world. I don't want to repeat, like I said, everything I say here is what you see me say every day. I started going to, on my own before, or doing government or anything, I started going to different schools. Because people always ask me, Peter, why were you in Oxford, London School of Economics, Cambridge, Harvard? I wanted to know whether people who go to this school, whether there's any other thing in their brain. Just like you, who is here. You will see there's nothing different from those who are here than you. But what is there? They allowed the school to go through them. They use the impact to live their life and everything. When I lived in the UK, I recall us going to one meeting. Then, Dove Edwin was our High Commissioner. And everybody kept shouting, oh, they are racist. They are this, they are that. So, our High Commissioner said to me, you haven't made any comment. I said, well, if I say what I say, people might not like it, but if these people are racist and you prevent it, just carry a suitcase and go back to respect them, they're not racist. They said, well, I said, I've lived in the UK for several years. I've not one day had issue with police or anybody. They live in their society, and they've said how they want it to be. I believe that if you live like that, you have less problem. People cannot go to council flat where they are giving them free welfare and start doing naming ceremony and causing confusion and inconvenience in everybody. No, I disagree with it. I'm not saying it's bad though. People can live their life the way you want. But if you go to a place and there's their own rules, their own order and everything, try to respect it. Nobody is going to harass you for doing the right thing. Don't bring your own system and want to impose it in another society where they said this is the way we want to do things. I call traveling with a Nigerian to Geneva. In those days, if you go to Geneva, the trains, the buses, the trains, there's no conductor, nobody collects money in Geneva. People come to enter the bus, they pay, they enter the bus. They do this. It's, of course, you see it here. Somebody who is selling paper keeps his paper. People come and put their money and collect paper. The person that traveled, actually my partner, who is the medical doctor, said, these people are not serious. How can they be doing this? Do you know somebody can do this now without paying? I said, they didn't make it for people who think like that. They made it for people who think differently. I said, can you see this newspaper? Can you see all the money here? People collect paper, they put their money. In your place, they will have collected it. They collect the money. Yes, they collect everything. So, this is what a responsible citizen is all about. They have built that culture for people to behave like human beings, for people to know, and they need that. Who is going to impact that on other people will have to know that that is the way to live. that I have to manage people's public money. I have to be judicious about it, have to deal with it, and then you can impact on other people. And that's what you people, I would like you to say, are there as people in diaspora, whenever people say, oh, we are losing a lot, what they call it again? Brain drain. I said, no, it's brain gain. You're going to change that. If you don't, you've achieved nothing. China was saved by Chinese people who came from abroad. I was in school with them. India was changed by the same thing. It is Indians. In fact, my neighbor here was an Indian doctor. They used to go to India to do this. All of a sudden, he said, they're going to build a hospital in India. That's your job, because the people who are there are already trapped in the system. They made up their mind. Nothing will change. It is you now that will say, okay, you are the ones now who are going to, when you talk about global citizens have no tribe. You are the one who is going to abolish the tribe. Today in Nigeria, the elites, part of the elite tools for conspiracy, for state capture is to bring in tribe. And I always ask them, show me the tribe that buys bread cheaper. So we can go to that place and buy. Show me the tribe that have 24-hour electricity. So we can go there and live. Show me the tribe that have roads that are tarred. So we can drive there. Show me the tribe where that is secured. So we can go there and live. But whenever there's election, they bring it in. After election, every tribe is insecure. Every tribe is suffering. Every tribe. But show me religion that buys very cheaper in Nigeria. So I can go there and buy bread. I told them, if Muslims start today that they sell bread cheaper in the mosque, Christians will go there and buy the bread.
Convert.
They will buy it after they finish the prayer. They go to their church. But it's not so. In this country, the central mosque in London, the land was given by the Queen, who is not a Muslim. In Dubai, the Catholic Church in Dubai, the Emir of Dubai gave the land free and built the church. He's a Muslim. So why is our own different? Because it's an instrument of state capture. And once you capture it, everything becomes your own. Those who were singing with you about religion and tribe disappears until when you finish. So the leader has to be a global person, a global citizen himself, who sees the perspective. When talk about global citizen, is a perspective to see things that what you do, how you lead, how you serve, affects other systems. You might think you're doing well because you have all the money, you can live all the life private jets, live all. These are just vanities, just wasting everybody's time, because eventually one day you will lose it, So you can live any type of life and all that, and buy yourself people who come from poor background, like designer items, even when you don't know the meaning of anything. So you live in a system, people can see you and say, oh, you know, you should have wearing, you know the cost of what. I said, if you were supposed to wear it, you wouldn't start asking me, do I know what you're wearing? Because I would have known your value that you're supposed to wear something that is expensive. So, this is how it is. And that's where I was taught. To be socially responsible is that you must always be living what we call examined life. Unexamined life is not worth living. This thing I'm doing, what is it for? Or what do you use? What am I going to achieve with it? Like I say, people come and ask me when I was governor, why are you not doing this? Why are we going to do this? And I would say, oh, since people are not happy, since it's Christmas, since it's Easter, why don't you do party, organize, bring them together and everything? I said, well, people can do it. Fortunately, the money I need to do it is what I need to fill school. I'm not running a bar, I'm not running a this thing. People want to do it, can do it. Oh, why are you not doing this? I shut down we used to have Governor's Lodge in Abuja. I shut it down. They say, oh, you need it. Governor of Anambra doesn't live in Abuja. So why is he going to have a house in Abuja? What for? Oh, no. What is even worse? Whenever I go to Abuja, they give me allowance that I'm supposed to be used to stay in hotel, give me allowance to eat and other things, and then they give the man in Abuja about 150 to 100,000 naira to feed me. And I'll call the man who cook all sorts of food. And I say, why are you cooking this? Hey, in case you are calling with somebody, or you want to keep it in case. I say, no. Only restaurants. Kids food in case somebody comes. But they're selling food. I'm not going to come. If I'm going to come with people, I'll let you know. And besides, why are we going to give you 50,000 naira? When I was in government, the buffet in Hilton is 5,000. So we are giving this man 100,000. And each time I go there to eat, somebody will pay for me. So why are we giving this man money? We don't need it. We have guest houses. When I started about 12 guest houses, and I said to them, hey, what do you want? What did our brother say? You will guest houses. Oh, in case God will have a visitor. How? I've asked that question everywhere I go. I was in Canada, I asked leaders of the province, you people have guest house in the capital. They don't have. In America, no American state have guest house in Washington. In America, the American states, there's nothing called first lady of the state. Where did we learn this from? So all we learn is bad things, create additional confusion that wastes everybody's time and money. You know? So you do it, and then they now have office. I always emphasize on issue of first lady. And people say, why? I say, no. The reason is that the office had more money than some of our ministries for education. I asked them, why is this? They say, they even have advisors to advise somebody who was not elected, who has nothing to do apart from creating additional confusion in a system that is already confused. So my dear people, these are things that if the leader is the right person, and understands it, then it can impact. You might think, oh, this is done. I'm a young person in Cambridge today. It doesn't bother me and everything. I can tell people. I said, I was like you sometime, and I thought, I won't meet it. This thing that is happening will not, and all of